Yes, hello. My name is Andreas Christensen. I'm pleased to meet you all or welcome you all to this Q&A session in Super One this Sunday, October 23rd. We got a lot of questions coming in on our email, ask@super.one. And we also probably going to get a lot of questions during this session here. So we should get started. And I see there is a lot of questions here. And my mission here today is to answer as much as possible. And there are a few things we will not discuss today. We will not discuss support tickets. That's obviously related to I bought this package or I done this, what happened. We will not answer that. That's something for the help desk. And we will not go into, there are some other details I will take along the line. So we should get started. I'm just going to fire up a keynote I prepared for this as we are reverting to some of the slides from yesterday. And I will also have some interesting comments on why we are doing, among other, the bank thing. So that's where we are. And I think I should just take a little moment to look at the questions here. I think I will run through the pre-sent questions before, because they will probably answer many of the questions in the chat now. We got quite a few emails, and we're trying to cover them as good as possible. And we're going to get started in the way they actually came to our mailbox. And I think we will start with that. So there is a lot of questions related to the game, etc. We're going to do that. Let me now first run through the presentation I created, because we have quite a few questions related to our super bank that we talked a little bit about yesterday. I'm just going to start this session by telling you a little bit more about why we are doing that, and a little bit about the status, so you all are on the same page when it comes to this. So that said, we are ready to move. We explained yesterday that one of our initiatives going forward will be the super bank. And we are in process with licensing a bank, white labeling a banking solution. We have labeled it Super Bank because it's natural for us, and it will be a digital banking solution that runs in more than 180 countries. It's fully licensed, and I'm going to reveal the jurisdiction a little bit later. We are talking with these people, and they are actually invested into our company already. And so we are already in a certain partnership here, and we have an MOU for how we move forward, and we're going to reveal more about this. What I'm going to talk about now is more about why we do this. We all know that this solution will be an extension to the current gaming, and we're going to focus on the game first and to build a huge user base. That's the primary objective now. So this is not diverting anything. This is something that will be an additive to the super token, nothing else. So, or a lot more when it comes to services, but it's not going to change anything related to the game. So what I want to start first is to talk about why I am concerned about this, why I look into this. I have, for those of you who've been with us, you know that I've been speaking about different financial services many times, and we haven't talked so much lately about it. But now, as we are moving into the market, and we will potentially have millions of users handling money, we are moving more and more into the territory of where this becomes more and more relevant. So basically, what I'm going to speak to you about now is a little bit about why. And there are many digital banks out there, and they are all probably doing pretty good. But there is one that I kind of analyzed a little bit, and it's because it's a really good story and very clever people. That's Nubank. Nubank is a bank started in Brazil by people coming from the you can say consultants industry, and they have the biggest investors in the world is there. There is SoftBank involved, there's Warren Buffett. There's a lot of different great investors involved. What I'm referring to now, you can find it online, is their Q2 earnings presentation that came out in the middle of August, and it's some amazing stuff. What you see, what they do, they have a digital platform where they have about 60 million consumers at the moment, and they're working within the financial sector, being more or less a digital bank for people in South America. That's what they do. They also now started working towards small and medium enterprises. Not so interesting for us. They're predominantly in Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia at the moment, but they're doing pretty well. And if you see their growth, you see what's happening within the digital banking industry. They have grown from basically zero to hero over a few years. They've been through a long period of getting this, and the banking regulation opened up over the past year. You see what happened. They've really been good at what they're doing. It's very admirable. They went public at the New York Stock Exchange in January at a market cap of $50 billion. That's a lot, huge amount. Now they are capped at a little bit less than half, but that because of the market is really down. But this is really a sunshine story. So what they're also moving from, not only one product, they're moving into multiple products. And when you look into their portfolio, they're expanding. The same as you can, I don't say we're going to do the same. I say that that's the same way we can use our game and the big audience coming from the game and kind of passport them to the financial service. So the way they do it, they have active customers, they have an avenue revenue per active customer, and they have a cost to serve that customer, and that's what they make in earning, and that's what's interesting to see here. If you look at what they earn per average revenue per active customer, they earn $7.8 every month. And that totaled more than $1 billion in the Q2. So they're doing pretty well. The most interesting slide is actually coming to the end here. And this number, this is what I mentioned before. They have a revenue per customer for $7.8 in Q2. The cost to serve that customer is 80 cents. So they have a net revenue of $7 per user. This is why I see digital banking service as a tremendous extension to Super One. And we're going to use the Super token in here to verify transactions and do everything. So not to be misunderstood, the bank that we are talking to are also a partner of Nauri's protocol that we partner with. So there is a connection here. We're going to be probably the most secure digital bank out there. Really cool stuff. So this is why we are enticed by these numbers, and we can just start dreaming. What if, or when if, Super One is able to do this within the fan base we are approaching into the hundreds of millions. So that's probably. So let's flip over to the Q&A. We're going to see how we do this. There are some questions related. Let me take a little bit questions and then show some slides. There are from Luis. He wanted to confirm that we are out there on the 15th of November, and that's confirmed again, Luis. Yes, we are. We are starting a campaign. And somebody is also asking, what if App Store delays over 1 second, I go big. If they delay our app, we are already in the App Store with the app. We're going to go live with the game, and the game we are adding to that app is for free. So there is no hurdles getting approved there. There is no, and we've done that also before. So we have more than 130 releases of our current app, and they're going to be much more over the next weeks. So that was related to the game itself. There is also some question from Daniel if we want or if we will release some marketing material. Yes, we will. We are partner with this the big media. There is a lot of material being created. Of course, that will not be published before the 15th. You don't do a surprise before it is relevant to do it. So that's what we're doing. And let me just reflect. I need do some, I'm going to explain the vesting, I'm going to explain the financial potential with slides and everything. So I'm jumping a little bit now. And it was a little bit of that. And yeah, there is Stuart also mentioned about the World Cup. He's concerned that we are delayed and we are not reaching World Cup. World Cup is just a gig for us to get launched. The World Cup is just a starting point. We're going to have games related to World Cup, but that's not fully aligned with World Cup itself. World Cup will continue for a month until the 18th of December, I think. So World Cup is a starting point for us, but our main point comes after the World Cup as we develop into 2023 and start releasing more and more categories and more paid games, etc. So this is just a starting point for us. And probably the first week, at least, we're only going to have registrations. We're not going to start the game on the 15th. The reason is we need to build a user base before you open. You invite to a party a lot of people. You just don't open the door and say, we have party. So we need to build a little bit momentum. And Levy is asking if you will be able to earn from fans if you bring in fans in your teams, or if your teams bring in fans. And the answer is, of course, yes. That's the whole point. The whole binary is constructed and calibrated to really run this heavy influx of players. And you just need to get hold of the players. And there's going to be a lot of turmoil out there. So it's going to be good opportunities for that. We're going to take the listings questions a little bit later. That was that. Partner responsibility. Yeah, and trading, we take trading and other stuff a little bit later. And withdrawal. Predictions, yeah, it's pretty much that. So let's get started with the slides a little bit, and I will comment a little bit on these slides, what we're doing, and it's easier to explain them. So a lot of comments also came back from the star bonus, which is a magnificent concept we developed and had for a long time had in our plans. And now as we're moving towards media partners and other type of partnerships, this is something that really brings in value, because it brings in cool revenue split, and the stars will really engage. So that's really good, and the way you will benefit from it is that your people, if you bring in people and they spend money on the stars, you will also earn from it. So it's a mutual relationship that really brings a lot of revenue to the platform, and it brings a lot of attraction, and it will really create a really solid and great experience for the player, because that's what we really want. If you bring in people, you want them to have a good time. If they have a good time, they will probably be watching advertising, and they will be spending money in the games, and that's where you make money. That's the creator. You are a creator in the same way, like a star, but I mean, some people have more social power than others, and we have to admit that. And these people, if you look on, I saw a top view of the top 10 football players yesterday, and they have from 100 million followers and upwards. So it's a great opportunity. So we're going to leave it there. We're not going to go into more detail on that. And we have some questions from Kenneth about our new partnerships. He thought we were a partner with Spotify, Netflix, and TikTok. We are not that. This is, like I said yesterday, an example on how these medias can utilize Super One platform. And we believe we will be a partner with them going forward. So as we move on, the advertisers will also demand this kind of exposure. So Spotify, an example for music battles competitions, Netflix for movie, etc., different battles, TikTok for all kind of social different battles. That this is our partner program, which is part of the Star Bonus program, and we see great opportunities. And we already have one major partner plugged in here, and it's neither of these, but it's another one, and it's a huge one. So we're going to go more into details on that as we are approaching November, or in the very beginning of November. We will be able to disclose these partners, and we will be able to show you a little bit of the campaigns, but we don't want that out in the internet before the campaign. You don't open the present before it's Christmas. So that's where we're going. So there is a lot of questions related to token vesting and token price and trading. And first of all, I must say that I want to sell my token is a very frequent question we get, and that is understandable. People want to trade. Given the prospect of this company, I can really not understand why this is the primary goal of you. Have you come into this because you want to sell immediately? Okay, that's your choice. You're going to regret that for a long time. But as we move forward, we have to find a way to get into the market. Given the fact that we have more than 50,000 token holders at the moment, we need to find a way that is proper, and it's something that balance a little bit. We cannot have 10,000 people right, left, and center selling. So we have been hard at work trying to find a good model for this. What we are doing has probably never been done before. It has been done differently by other companies in the crypto industry. Yes, it has. But what we are doing now, where we combine it with a game launch and the way we do, is something new. So we need to control a little bit what's happening. We don't do that because we are control freaks, or we want to steer anything, but we have to relate to what is market, what is the market, how is it working, how is the market really working. So we needed to find a way to do this, and then we started our talks with Acheron Trading. And Acheron is one of the leading, probably the leading market maker in the world. And we need to find a way, how can we serve our customers and members that have this token? How can we get them out there? And okay, we came up with a disbursement or liquidity pool, a trading pool that we haven't presented yet. It's going to be everyone that need to sell or want to sell, trade for the first time. They have to trade through a pool. That means that when you want to sell, you give an indication in the app that, okay, I want to sell my token. The token is then moved on to the pool, and Acheron is responsible for selling those tokens at the market price. This is because we want, as a market maker, they have to balance the books and make sure this happens in a proper way. We don't want to have the dips and where people are, oh, we are selling now or whatever. We want to have it in a proper way. The same, we need to build a market. And this is something you have to understand. It's not because we want to treat the packages different, and this comes into play when you see, okay, the company comes out with a little bit of liquidity token, 80 million or something that we are doing to procure liquidity, because all token holders, we as a team, we are interested in only one thing, and that's a good development of the token. To get that interest, we need to catch the interest of the bigger investors in the market. It is, we have to admit, and you have to understand, it's the bigger investors that run the books around. So if a big investor, a multi-billion-dollar investor, in example, comes in and start buying, that will drive the price. So you have to understand that these big whales, they have a lot of power, and we have to kind of treat them like that. So that's why we open a little bit with a company to begin with, so we can satisfy the market making pools and this kind of thing. And then people come and say, also in the questions, you treat the pre-sale investors preferential. Yes, we do that. They come in with much bigger checks. So this is like an airplane. You have first class, business class, and economy class. If you're boarding on business class, you can go on board the plane later, and you can go disembark from the plane before the others. That's the way it works. It's not something we invented. It's the way the market works. The bigger investor have preference, and we have to obey to that. We are not here to change that. We are here to get a good price, and we want them on board. And to get them on board, because it will impact the price. Their reputation and credibility will drive the price upwards, and that's why we treat them like this. So there is nothing very dangerous with that. It's just for us to find a way to do that in a good way. There are 1,000 ways of doing this. We have chosen this way. We can always listen to people. There will always be opinion about this. Do this, do that, do that. And I saw one came in and say we should treat everyone equal, and that's a good from a very moral perspective, but it doesn't work in reality. Period. There is nothing to really. How do I say? We can go back and forth, and we can adjust this. And like I said yesterday, we're gonna look into the gold packs a little bit, because we have promised we should not walk away from our promises before about preferential trading priority. We will do that, but they still have priority, but they have priority after diamond and platinum. So this is how we have it, and this is how it's going to work. So the creator different packages, they will be released with 6-month vesting, and they will be released with 2 months time frame in between, and they will be released on a daily basis, proportionate of what you have when the vesting starts. So proportionate of what you have on a daily basis, they will be released. So if you have, for argument's sake, this is 180 days. If you have 18,000 tokens, you will have 100 tokens every day. There will be minimum trading lots. So we get the whole reason why we do this is to get a distribution over the whole year. We want to have a daily release into circulation over a whole year. We don't want to have, like, let's say, for argument's sake, 1st of March, it's coming way too many tokens, because it will influx the price abundantly. So we want to do it slowly as we move forward, and that's the way to do it. We find this is a good way for everyone, and what you should keep in mind, the creators, everyone will be able to trade before any of the officers or the partners of the company have ability. They have the first year locked down. So we are getting into the second year, so in 2024. So we are not aligned. We don't even have aligned interest with the creators or the investors. We have not aligned. We come after you in the queue, and that's important to understand. So let me move on a little bit. One thing we can talk about is there are some questions about the listing and which exchange and when can I sell and all this. We're not going to go into detail. We have not disclosed any listing exchange yet, and we're not going to disclose that before it's just imminent before listing. We are talking to several exchanges. There are several options there. We are closing in on several of them, and we are doing that together with security audit over a smart contract. We're doing that, and this is also in close cooperation with our trading. So there is no point asking that question, because we will not release it before the date and the event is set. So and again, back to those who just ask us when to sell their tokens, we're not going to reflect very much of that anymore, because what we are looking is the long-term perspective here. Look at these numbers. When we have this huge potential start unfolding next month, we are looking into millions of players, and hopefully we will create a whole new trivia momentum that will bring in millions of dollars every day, and we will start our real business model, start paying our the staking reward, which is the question, in Ripple or in other cryptocurrency, and not only in the super token. So until now, we pay in the super token, and of course, those staking tokens will be tradable. So they will be tradable. They will not have a lockup like this. They will be tradable into the market. So there's a lot of details that as we unfold. Remember, we brought this company from we are now more than 60 people involved, and we moved this from 25 to 60 people over the past 6 months. So we have a lot to do, and we need even more resources to communicate all details. So, and somebody asked me here, Santando asked me about my 5-year prediction as the founder here, and I don't want to tell you, but let's be a little bit nice on a Sunday. So I will sort of say, once we reach 3 million daily players at $1 a day, we are a massive success. We are $1 billion a year in revenue, and I don't see any kind of hindrance once we get there. Even when we get to 1/10 of that, we will have a continued growth. So even a few hundred million players, like 300 million daily players, will be a massive success of this company, and will just skyrocket the value of the token. And it's all up to the market. And basically then, so 3 million players is my first little goal, and I think we can reach that by mid next year. And then from that point forward, once we start introducing, also during the spring, we will introduce this banking solution once we have a sufficient number of players. We also have some other initiatives like education, maybe not education, but enterprise gaming, which is more lucrative from a financial point of view. And we are able to leverage our platform as we grow. We have today about 30 developers. I think by the end of the year, we are probably somewhere between 60 to 80 developers as we move on. We are recruiting every day. And at the same time, we are expanding the management and being able to capitalize on the influx of trade that we are coming towards. So there is... the vesting I explained. There was also a question about from Gerard about Ripple is an investor in Super One, and so far they are not. We are talking to them. They are helping us. We have a close relationship with their management, and we haven't asked them for any money yet, actually. They have asked us to ask them, but we haven't asked them. That's a good one, because we wanted to be a little bit more advanced with what we're doing. We haven't needed their help. So we are moving into that territory now as we are going towards the market with the product and listing. And this project has become 100 times more adequate for them to support. And so we have a lot of very, very good things now. While we tune the whole concept from a financial point of view, from a technical point of view, the game is there. You've all been through these cycles of development, and now we are feeling much more comfortable with what we have. We've always been very confident on what we have, but now we feel also very, not only confident, but also very comfortable about the situation, and very confident that this will succeed. I'm showing this to people that haven't seen it for a while, and they kind of, wow, this is whopping. Especially the starting will engage and render a whole new business model. So Gerard is also asking about advertising, if we have advertiser lined up, if we have an advertising team. And the answer to that is actually no. We haven't really started on that wage yet. We created an advertising program, and that's created by very experienced advertising people. And we're going to nurture that further as we get. But also the partnership we have now will involve advertising, not only we going to them, but they coming to us. So the advertising we put a little bit aside. Now we're going to first get the game into the hands of millions of players. And once we have that, we will start opening those books a little bit more. There is also a question from Gerard about the PR company and about the negative press that's online. Yes, we have. We have done a lot internally over the past few months. We are also doing legal stuff against some of these negative posts. But I have a meeting in 1.5 hours with a huge PR company, actually. And they are working Sundays. That's good people. And we are talking about talking with different sources now for capitalizing on this huge opportunity. Once we go live in November, there will be a lot of press, and that will kind of what do you call, suppress the negative thing, and a lot of people will a lot of these negative things about, oh, we don't have a game, etc., will be taken away because we have everything. So there is a lot of people I would like to say hello to in the future here, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it in a maybe you can call it graceful way. Let's call it graceful in quotation marks. So that's if the Gerard is also asking if we want to showcase the game. We are not going to showcase the game. You see what you see in front of you now. That's also what comes in the App Store. There might be fine-tuning, but we are not going to test the game amongst 50,000 or 100,000 people. That's the same as releasing. So we're showcasing it to partners and people that's inside the non-disclosure thing, and we're moving from that. So that's that. And let me see if there are some more. Basically that's it. Explain when in XRP. So that's the questions we got from before. So again, I'm going to just repeat now. Let me check out the chat a little bit. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go closer in and look at the chat so we are sure we cover most of what's being asked here. Yes, Nishant asked if the token price will increase after 31st. Yes, it will. And why it didn't increase on October 14? We felt we wanted to present a little bit more, and the teams wanted to have a little bit more time to book in their extra people. So we gave them that, and that's okay. Now until the 31st, it will definitely go up. And it's asking if this will be able to Play Store and App Stores. Yes, it will. It's already there. We already have an app, and we updated that app 130 times in both Apple and Google distribution. And that app will remain. That's the app you have now that will turn into the gaming app. So what we're doing in the design is that the creator part will be just a small part of the app, because the game will be the main part of the app. So we also have a strategy where we want players to become creators. So it's a little bit inside the app. So the app will change its whole purpose from going to be a creator app to becoming a player app. Will you have more cross and race car trivia? Well, we have a lot of content coming up. We are focusing on football now, and we're going to stay with that for a while. And then we're going to do a lot of other things. Yeah, okay, they want to have the recording. We have the recording, of course, and we're going to distribute the recording of this. We distributed the recording of yesterday also. Yes, somebody asking about referral links. There is the same link for player or for creator. It's the same. We're going to keep doing that, and we're going to keep it that way. So the one link, one system. Thank you for all the good thing. Good comments. There is a lot of questions related to trading of token, etc. We're not going to touch too much of that, because that's a whole big subject matter, and we really need to go into details, and it will take a lot of effort to do that. We will get this traded. We will get the big investors in the world into it. Not only investors, there are day traders, there are market makers, there are many stakeholders in this financial ecosystem. So Musa is very concerned that the small investors are depressed or deprived a chance to claim trade. Okay, we understand that. That's the way we need to do things, and it has to deal with also other terms that people are coming into. Some of them already have unlocked tokens. That's Tapsa asking. There will be what we call exchange locks for those tokens. So we are in discussion from a technical point of view how we do that, but it's only a few million tokens that's out there. So those of you taking it out of the platform, it will be kind of sucked up by the big traders. So that's not a problem. And Jeff says hello from Canada. That's good. Yeah, there's a question about private game and tournaments for sports bar, etc. Yes, those things are coming. It's part of our platform, but not in the very beginning. Yes, and George is asking, when the paid version of the game starts, will the NFTs and game receive micropayments? Yes, is the questions. And so that they will, every time they are these questions or these features in the game is used, they will receive that. So that's good. And will there be a separate back office page displaying? You've probably seen a lot of it in the creator presentation, in the creator playbook. That's the sign we are pursuing. So yes, there will be a separate. You will be able to dig in and you will be able to go downwards. What we are doing in the design is also we are also doing loot box based design. So there will be a design for the different colors of the loot boxes. So let me see. There are some more. There is also one question from Mario about related to bigger investors. I know you've been asking us, Mario, and you should contact me or any of your the company directly for that, and we can discuss that directly. I will send you an email because you sent us an email earlier today about it. So we're gonna reflect further into that. So let's look now a little bit about the potential we have in front of us. I mean, I want to say that these numbers are our estimates. We don't know, but there is a tremendous opportunity in front of us. And when you look at X number of players, let's say it's these 3 million players, which is our main scenario, spending $1 a day or earning $1 a day through advertising or how we compose it, spending different. It's the spending on the platform in total. We're looking at a staking goes 20%, 300,000 every day, 100 million a year goes into the token, goes 10% into the super token, goes 7.5 into the pool token. And we have the creators get the same 20% into the binary and the whole system. So that's a lot of money to share every year. And when you look on the token potential here, you're looking at a token bonus of 10 cents per token. It could be much higher also, because this is just estimates. It could be lower and can be higher. We don't know, but we believe this is a very good estimate. And that's why we market it. We don't do like low case, base case, high case, because you can just multiply what we have there. We had in our previous presentation, we had like also a double scenario with price earning of 100, which is the Amazon pricing. If we apply Amazon pricings to 10 cents a year, the token price will be $10. Okay, we are not Amazon, so we don't do that. We take another number, which is 50, which is a good average on the Nasdaq technology list. So that's what we choose to do. And the pool token has a great potential. There is about 9,000 pool token left. They're going to be sold out very quickly the next few days. So you really need to make sure you catch some of those. Those will give you over and above, and this is the last tranche for pool token, over and above profit. They will give you $62.50 each if 3 million players spend a dollar a day, and we have 50% in margin. That's the way it's going to be played out. And we think there is a lot of more revenue that can be funneled into the token. Let's just think about Superbank that we looked at initially. Let's think that we have 3 million of these players that's paying. They're also into Superbank. So we have 3 million customers in Superbank. You saw the numbers when Nubank had 20 times more, 60 million. If we have 5% of that, 3 million, and let's say we earn whatever every month, if we earn the same as Nubank is doing, you're looking at pretty good numbers also there. So there is a great potential here. And we will also, of course, have card programs, so you will earn from all your referrals, and that you will earn every time, not only when they earn the money, but you will also earn when they spend the money. So that's the beauty of this. That's why we want to have this. So that's why it's a little bit like the landlord that also not only own the building, but he also own the services like your pizza delivery, your electricity, your mobile phone. There's a little bit catch with both your hands here. So let's have this as the last slide. The super tokens now is at 10 cents from November 1st. When UTC clicks November 1st, it goes to 20 cents. And then when we are listing, there will be a market price, and we will have a rolling average of the market price over some time period of time, probably 3 or 6 hours or something. And there will be those who receive bonuses will have a lockup on those bonuses for 30 days. That's to avoid arbitrage between what happens on the platform and what happens in the market. So it will not be able to buy cheaply on the platform and sell more at a higher price in the market at the same time or just after. The pool tokens, we have currently 2 in the gold boxes or loot boxes, 26 in platinum, 140 in diamond. We're going to change that from November 1st. It will be cut in half, 1 in gold, 13 in platinum, and 17 in diamond. And that ends my presentation for now. I will see if there are some more questions. There is a lot of questions. Nishant is asking about the pricing of the token is already been there. We had it actually a little bit higher a period, and then we rolled it a little bit back because the market has been really bad. For everyone knows to just look at the charts and see what happened. So over the past 6 months, we kept it there, and now we're moving, and we're moving into market. So if you look into market cap and you start looking at, okay, we're going to have a circulating cap while we're listing of somewhere between 50 to 100 million tokens. And if you take a prudent price on that, what is the company worth? We don't know. We have done estimations and we have done everything, and we have an opinion about it. I can tell you about my opinion. If you look into the market cap of this company as we list and say, okay, I will say that $100 million is a good market cap for us to get listed on. Okay, that will reflect maybe upwards of $1 token. I don't know if that's going to be well received in the market. Our market makers maybe will recommend us to start pushing it at a lower rate, like 50 cents, and build a good case towards $1 and beyond $1. And you look on peers, you look on other gaming companies. It's many factors that do this. Is the novelty, is the partnership, is the monetization. We are using just pure financial metrics when we do this calculation. We don't take into consideration psychology and different things. All of a sudden, we can have a top investor coming in, and what will happen then? He will drag the market in the right direction. If there is something bad happening, we don't know. If Putin do any more bad stuff, we have problems. So we don't know. we can just give you our estimates, and this is can reflect them as my personal estimates, and you have to take them for what they are. And you can ask 10 other analytics, and they will find, okay, they have maybe this makes sense, they will say, or they will say, oh, this is too high or too low or whatever. I'm getting too low from the football people. They say, Andreas, your figures are too low. They are too low. And so we don't know, but we know what's the average. We know what other companies been valued at, and you can look into it. Today, Axie is around $1 billion. They were up to more than $10 billion. Yeah, a little bit a year ago, less than a year ago, 10 months ago. So we are very, very diligent what we do. We have very good vibes for what we're doing. We are confident we're going to roll out the business, and I think that's the acid test, is when we get into the market, start bringing in players and start getting a product out there. And we already showcased that the model is working. We've done real-time staking for more than a year. You will get for every transaction. The platform is tuned. The database is now 10 times more faster than they were just 5 weeks ago. So a lot is happening. And just gonna 1 second. There are always some information that comes across here. 1 second. Yeah. So we're going to keep that. I want to cover something. So you have to reach out to, if you need to speak to me, there are someone want to speak to me, and if you want to reach out to me regarding investors, big impacts, I mean, we are also doing that. We have investors coming in, and there is no shying away from. For us to get successful on a listing, we need to have big players in the market. There is not only the exchange. The exchange is one thing. That's the marketplace. You need a demand. And that's what you need to understand. You need to understand that we need someone to buy. If somebody got to sell, somebody got to buy. And we need that buying power to come in. And that's why we give them an entrance into the door first. So it's much cooler to enter a discotheque when there are a lot of beautiful people dancing on the dance floor than to come in first and sit in the bar and then they start dancing later. So we need to be realistic of what we're doing. This is not a socialist club where everybody got to go and sell. So you need to understand that you need someone to sell to. And that's the market we're building. We are not building it only for us. We're building it for you. We are building it for everyone. So we have a lot of different consideration to caretake, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it in a way that's probably never been done before at this scale. And that's what I'm very proud of, actually doing that. And I think it's going to be a massive success story as we move forward. I'm very confident. I'm very, very optimistic and bold that we're going to do very, very well. We just need to do it properly. And we need the manpower, the capital, the connections, and we spend time doing that. There's a lot of people posting out there, never give up and never give up. We have never given up, never. We have faced so many challenges. We always work our way through the challenges. Regardless of what bullshit people say, we deliver. We move forward. And we have moved this project steadfast forward over the past 2 years, and we're going to do it the next years coming forward. We're going to confidently expand the business. My title is not founder, it's technology owner, tech owner. I believe that technology has come and changing the world and changing business model. And we are innovating, doing that. In that process, we have to make some choices. And not all of these choices are very popular. Some of them are less popular than others. So this is like raising kids. You want them the greater good, but you still have to sometimes not do everything they want. So that was my little moral speech for today. I don't see any more questions, but I am very, very confident there will be much more. And you should reach out to your teams. You can continue to send that ask at super.one, ask@super.one. I will have my team to also monitor that on a daily basis and give replies to you. If you have a health case, you can just send to help@super.one. They are caretaking and take good care of you. So there are no more questions. We spent an hour, and that's more than enough for questions and answers. We're going to release presentations later today. There are a lot of nice things coming now, and we need to get hard at work. We're going to have Zooms coming this week. We planned that the week we are into now, but we were a little bit delayed. Something happened. We needed to attend, especially related to the marketing campaign in coming up. We needed to divert our graphic resources into completing that within a deadline. And we had one that was on sick leave for 2 days. So we kind of was a little bit disrupted in that sense. That's the way, that's life. And nothing that we don't want to serve you. It's just our ability. There are 24 hours a day, and we cannot work 24 hours because then it goes not good. So we work 80, and that's good enough. So let's push hard. And any requests, send to your team members, send to me, to Stians, to Amanda, Shelley, whoever your upline is. Take contact, come forward with your concerns, but don't ask us again, when are we listing? When can I sell? Because it's not very interesting to answer. I rather want to hear something about how we can work together, how we can expand into market, how we can catch fire in local markets. Remember, we are not opening 10 different categories in a go. We're opening football, and we're opening football only. There are more. There are much more to come. Cricket, rugby, a lot of them, celebs, different sports. Many will come, but we don't have the capacity to do everything in one go. We are a company now with north of 60 employees. I believe we are more than 100 within 2 months, and probably 150 within 3 to 4 months. And that's how we're going to expand. We're going to do it within the frameworks we already put forward. And as you've seen, we're using bodies like KPMG to monitor our process so we can always become better. They issued their second report I showed yesterday. We continue with them. They're coming up with the third report for September shortly. So thank you for today. And any questions, shoot. Thank you, and have a great Sunday.